Yo, what's good? Welcome to the Broken Clock Podcast. I'm Jabari. I'm back. I haven't posted in about 2 weeks. That's all on me. That's just me being lazy and procrastinating, using excuses to not record. You know what I mean? Coming home from work saying I'm too tired, saying I'm in a bad mood, not recording. But I'm back. I think it was about 2 weeks ago, 2.5 weeks for sure. Please, real quick, subscribe, like, hit that notification bell. Please, if you really rock with me, hit that notification bell. I've been saying it for the last 3 posts. I'm gonna get more consistent, but please hit that notification bell. Please subscribe. Please like. And if you don't do any of those 3 things, you're a hater. You're a hater, and that's okay. Matter of fact, go comment. I'm a hater in my comments right now. In this video right now, comment I'm a hater, and that's all you gotta do. And you need to know you're a hater, and that's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. It's okay. Everybody hates. I don't hate shame. You could be a hater. I'm worthy to hate on sometimes. You know what I mean? I'm not the dopest person ever. You know what I mean? You can hate on me. Um, Thank you to my non-haters, to my new subscribers, my new followers. It means a lot. It means a lot. I'll be honest, man. I definitely, when I started this a month ago, I just didn't have any expectations. Really, I didn't really go on any, but when you have no expectations, man, to have 150 subscribers, close to 150 subscribers, didn't think that was gonna happen. I don't know that many people. I'm not active on social media, like I keep saying. So just the fact that that's happening is crazy. And shout out to everybody that's been promoting my page for me, all my family, my mom. I love you, mom. Thank you. Um, a little transparency to start. I like to start off with a little transparency. Not being open and deep, but just, say what's going on. Like I said, I haven't recorded in a couple weeks. I'm gonna get more. I'm gonna definitely get more consistent. This time of year for me, the holiday season, it's an excuse, but this time of year for me is just I get off work and I'm just like I need to do anything but think. You know what I'm saying? I need to do anything but think. But the thing that I'm doing now is I'm not doing that much thinking. I promise I'm not. I'm doing what's natural to me. I'm really not doing that much thinking. So that's why the excuse is bad. Um, I just got to get into a rhythm. You know what I'm saying? I got to figure out my rhythm, and I feel like I'll get that when the new year starts for sure. Because the NBA is lit right now. NFL, obviously, you know, around the new year, the playoffs will be going on, so that'll be. I'll have a lot more to. I'll be forced to talk about stuff because I have to talk about the NFL playoffs, and the NBA is just great right now. The NBA almost every night. I'm not every. They've been having some bad nights. Like tonight is kind of a bad night so far. Today is Tuesday night, 2 days before Thanksgiving. Not a great night so far. But you know, don't don't hold it against me too much. I'm gonna be looking down a lot at my phone. I have a lot of notes here today. Not a lot, but I got a good bit of notes here today. I'm if this video is 40 minutes long, I did a good job, but I don't want it to be over 40 minutes long. I don't want to rant and ramble too long. Um yeah, today what I'm getting into today is I'm gonna title this video some way, somehow. I don't know exactly what I'm gonna put, but I'm gonna title it Hip Hop Ramble. Hip Hop Ramble. Obviously, I like the word ramble. I've looked around a little bit, not too much. I haven't seen a lot of people using the ramble word for the NBA, for the NFL. I'm going to title this Hip Hop Ramble. I haven't seen a lot of people use that word, so I'm going to trademark all of that. Every single one: NBA Ramble, NFL Ramble, Hip Hop Ramble. You know what I'm saying? Movie, whatever. I want to do it, and if you try to steal it, I'll sue the pants off you. Okay, I'll sue you. Okay. Yeah. So today, what I'm talking about today, Hip Hop Ramble. I'm going to be talking about hip hop. I'm gonna be talking about rappers, bars, hip hop history. You know what I mean? This is what I'm really passionate about. You know what I mean? Music gets people the most passionate, in my opinion. You know what I mean? Sports gets people there too. Sports. You have the right Braun Jordan conversation with the wrong people. You know what I mean? It could get political. You know what I mean? It's kind of ridiculous. Sports is obviously really tribal and people get really passionate, but nothing gets people more mad, especially in my culture, in hip hop culture and black culture. Nothing gets people more mad than a hip hop list, than the like a greatest albums list or a greatest artist list. People get so angry Like we've been getting these lists now for like 15 years. The way we get them, the way they just Rolling Stone or Double XL, whatever, just put out a list just to make people mad. They do it just to make people mad, and it works every time. It makes me mad every time. It works every time, man. Um, my point of saying that is hip hop gets me going, man. It's the one thing that I really talk passionately about. Like, you know, I I know the NBA, I know the NFL, but I don't know football. I'm not passionate about it. I'm not passionate about the NBA. I don't, there's plenty of people. I know people that work in the NBA. You know what I'm saying? I know one person I'm close with that work in the NBA. He knows way more basketball than me. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? But hip hop history, rap, bars, what great music, what good hip hop, what good quality hip hop sounds like. I know what that is. I know what that is. I try to make music. I worked in the studio. My family comes from it. Um, didn't pursue music too hard. I want to get back into it at some point. But I do love this, man, and I'm serious about it, and I care about it, and I'm not just talking. That don't mean I can't be wrong. If anything I'm about to talk about in these next 30 minutes or so, if anything I'm about to talk about you disagree with, please interact, comment, reach out, find out a way to reach out, DM, whatever. Like, just please let me know. I would love to hear it. I'm gonna get into it, man. What sparked this conversation that I'm about to have with y'all, or this ramble and rant I'm about to have, is I was in a barbershop a couple weeks ago, a couple Saturdays ago, and I'm in a barbershop regular. There wasn't even that many people in there. You know what I mean? It was the regular people in there, and my cousin, it's his shop. He always plays great music. My cousin, shout out my cousin EJ, my cousin too. You know what I mean? He plays great music, knows great music. That just running my family, man. Like both sides of the family, really. You know what I mean? Especially my dad's side of the family, but my mom's side of the family is too. He knows music, plays good music, knows good hip hop. And when I walk in the barbershop, chilling there, I'm chilling in there for a minute. He's playing Wayne. He's playing the Carter 2 Hustlers music, blasting it. So I walk in there, it's a good vibes. It's Saturday. It was a nice day that day. I think it was like 70 degrees, no clouds in the sky. You walk into a barbershop and hear Hustlers music. That's like heaven. You know what I mean? And I mean, that's definitely one of Wayne's best songs. I think it's his best record. Definitely one of his best aging records. It sounds great today. It aged perfectly. It sounds really good today. So I walk in the barbershop, they playing that. And then it was somebody in the chair. My cousin was cutting, and there was another guy who's always in who also cuts. And I can't remember who said it. I don't even remember who exactly said it, but somebody was just like, "Man, Hov would kill Wayne on that Versus stage. Hov is, Wayne is the GOAT. That's the GOAT right there." They doing that talking. Then somebody said it a couple more times specifically about Jay-Z. Man, Wayne, man, they talking about Jay-Z a win a versus against man, Wayne. I mean, he ain't doing nothing with Wayne. I'm like, after like two or three times when you say that around me, that's like throwing bloody meat to a pit bull, man. I'm coming, and you're gonna have to explain yourself, and I'm coming, and I've been prepared. I have conversations like this with myself. I've been having conversations in my head like this for 15, 20 years, man. Like, I'm crazy. This is what I care about. You know what I mean? I talk to myself. I grew up an only child for the most part. Like, I talk to myself a lot, and this specific topic and the way I'm about to talk about it is what I could talk about the best, in my opinion, even more than the NBA. You know what I mean? Like, this is what I'm really about. And the conversation from their point of view came from the last couple weeks, the last few weeks. It's something Jay-Z said a couple years ago. It's something he said like 2-3 years ago about nobody could touch me on the Versus stage. I'm the GOAT. Nobody can mess with me. I'll smash anybody on that Versus stage. Whatever he said, I don't even remember. It don't even matter. But I don't know how, like, when stuff from a couple years ago for no reason just becomes popular again and start talking about it, that makes me think we live in like a human experiment. Like we live in a matrix or something. Like, how did that just become where everybody on a lot of different podcasts was talking about Jay-Z and the verses, Jay-Z versus this person? I'm like, how did this happen in 2 days? How's everybody talking about Jay-Z versus when Jay-Z's not going to do a versus? You know what I'm saying? Like, this is not even a conversation that he's going to ever do one. He's never going to do it. You know what I mean? I don't think he's ever going to do it. I don't think Dr. Dre's ever going to do it. Drake's never going to do it. Kendrick, Cole, Eminem, none of them are ever going to do it. They're never going to do it. But people were having these conversations for a couple weeks, so that's why they're talking about this. And people just talk really crazy. People talk really crazy, man. People talk really crazy, man. And like I said, I take this really serious. I take the history of it really serious. I studied the history of it. I study the history of it every day almost. You know what I mean? This is a lifestyle. Hip hop, being a hip hop fan, I'm a fan. I'm a fan first. I love it first. You know what I mean? I love it as a fan first. I'm a fan of this. You know what I mean? And studying, I'm gonna keep repeating it about everything. I think studying history is the most important thing. Like, you don't truly love something, you're not truly into something, and you're not truly against something if you never studied the history of it. And we in this time now where nobody studies the history of anything. History is rewritten every day. And it's really not, because you could just go back and get the cold, hard historical facts. And it kills all feeling. It kills all discussion, but people don't like that. You can't, in the setting I was in a barbershop, you can't do that. That's not fun. You know what I mean? To be all factual and historical, and people want to believe what they want to believe. And my point of saying all that is, the moment hip hop was created, the moment, the second, the day it was born, it was a sport. It was a competitive sport. That's not my opinion. That's not my feeling. That's a fact. It's that simple. That's a fact. If you don't agree with that, you're wrong. And if you want more information, go do your own research on the history of Black culture and hip hop, because hip hop is Black culture. It's American history. It's world history. Hip hop is in the Olympics. It's only a genre of music in the Olympics. I think, did they take it out of the Olympics? Did they? I think they might have took it out of the Olympics after. I think they had a grand opening, grand closing with the break dancing in the Olympics. My point is, hip hop is different than any other genre of music. No other genre of music was created like hip hop. So you have to talk about it differently. You have to talk about it differently. Like, let me give you an example of what I'm saying about it being a sport. Pretty much, you could go do your own research, do the knowledge. Go, if you really care, go on your own time. You could go through every rap beef there's ever been. I'm talking about from the 80s to Drake and Kendrick last year. There's pretty much a clear winner and loser in all of them. It don't matter how you feel. There's a clear winner and loser. There's a couple draws, like Jadakiss and Beanie Siegel. That was kind of a draw. You know what I mean? I think, I think the locks. I think Kiss got that, but you know what I mean. But people argue Beans, and I'm not mad at it. Beans was incredible in that. You know what I mean? Beans got great verses and he had some great diss records in there. But there's a clear winner and loser most of the time. Drake and Kendrick last year, it was a clear winner and loser. The loser was the guy who said, "I'm not rapping anymore." That was the loser. It's that simple. It don't matter how you feel. The sport aspect, the sport point I'm trying to make is, last year, the Oklahoma City Thunder won the NBA championship. You can't feel like the Pacers won. You can't be like, well, Halliburton got hurt, so maybe it don't work like that. The Thunder won. So you have to talk about it like that. That's how hip hop is. But my generation, we put feelings into everything. We think as long as you feel it, that's all you need to back it up is feelings. And your little intrusive thoughts that you've never done, you yourself never done any research to back it up. You think that's all you need to have a conversation about something. It's just wrong. It's just wrong. And again, like I said, if you care, just go do the knowledge, go do the research. You know what I mean? Go study the origin of hip hop. If you are a Black person, or if you're a person who think you care about Black people, you don't unless you study the history of hip hop. It's that simple. It's that simple. Hip hop is American history. It's Black American history. And if you don't study it, you don't love it. It's that simple. Okay? I'm a get into really what I'm trying to get into, but I just want to lay the groundwork and why I think the way I think and why I take this as serious as I do. My favorite artist and favorite rapper of all time is Jay-Z. Okay? But I could have an objective conversation. I could explain to you how Jay-Z is the GOAT without putting my feelings into it. I'm going to kind of do it today. I'm not really doing it. I'm not really doing my Jay-Z, why Jay-Z is the GOAT video, but this is kind of it. But let me get into the whole back to why I started this, because they was playing Great Wayne. They was playing a Great Wayne song. You know what I mean? They was playing a Great Wayne record, and to a lot of people of my era, they're like, Hove can't beat Wayne. Hove and Drake. That's not even close. Drake is smashing. Kanye and Hove. What? You know what I'm saying? Like people think 50 Cent. I've seen people say 50 is smash Hove in the verses, and I'm just like, are y'all, to quote Jay-Z, do y'all listen to music or do y'all skim through it? It's no way. It's no way you could be well versed in Jay-Z music and the history of hip hop and think that Jay-Z just walking up on the stage and getting dominated. That's insane. Not saying he can't lose, but Jay-Z could dominate anybody in the verses. He can. He can. I'll get to that later, but he can. But it's similar to the and I keep looking at my notes, I'm sorry, but it's similar to the one-on-one basketball talk when people talk about like who would win in one-on-one, Michael or LeBron. It's like I don't know who jump shot going the best that day. Like, you ever play one-on-one basketball? If you're playing somebody close to your level, they can beat you and you can beat them. That don't mean that much. Like, is it like if both families, if Michael Jordan's family, LeBron's family is kidnapped and they're playing for their family's lives, who will win? I don't know. I'll probably go with LeBron because he's bigger. He just killed Michael Jordan. I don't know. You know what I mean? Like, but my point is, like, it's just a ridiculous conversation. Again, I'm not saying Wayne can't beat Jay-Z in the verses. He can. He can. It's possible. He could do it. Drake can. He could get beat, but he's the GOAT. He's the best. He's Michael Jordan. He's better than everybody. He'll dominate them first. That's all I'm saying. It's just, you gotta, that one-on-one basketball conversation for years is just like for like First Take. It's like the worst if you ever have had a serious conversation like that, I don't think you know basketball. I don't think you watch basketball every night. I think you're just trying to have water cooler talk. You're trying to have barbershop talk. You're trying to have small talk. You don't know what you're talking about. You know what I mean? I'm not trying to sound arrogant like that. I know how it sounds, but you know what I mean? And when it comes to Hove and Wayne, I love Wayne. Like I said, Jay-Z's my favorite rapper ever, but I love Wayne. I love Wayne. I was there. Like, it's crazy how you just end up becoming your parents, and you end up becoming the people that raised you. My uncles and my dad, that's all they say. You know what I mean? I was there. How you gonna tell me I was there? About whatever, and to the kid, because I hear people say Wayne is overrated, and I've heard the younger generation, or people of my generation try to diminish Wayne. And I'm like, fam, I was there. I was there from 2005 to 2009, really 10. There was no conversation about who the best rapper in the world was. It was no conversation. You couldn't put nobody over Wayne. Even if you like somebody more than Wayne, from 05, really 06 to 09, there was no conversation. There was no conversation. He was dominating everything. And he was doing it how it had never been done before in the history of music, because you could only dominate like that in hip hop at that time. You got to be that great. And he was popular enough. He had enough, he had a, he, like Wayne from 06 to 09, that was like his second run. That was like his second career, which is the testament of true greatness, where you have like 2 or 3 careers in one. But my point is, he was the best, and there wasn't nothing to talk about. Like, a knock could be kind of like I ain't really gonna compare it to. I was about to make a wild basketball comparison, but it's kind of like, the mid 2000s is probably the worst, especially when you talk about. I just spit. Especially if you talk about mainstream lyricists, like really good rappers, great rappers being on the radio, still making popular records. The mid 2000s was the worst time for that. It was the weirdest time for that. In real time, it wasn't great. You know what I mean? Like Wayne, like I said, he had the internet. He was putting out mixtapes with Drama. He was doing the droughts. You know what I mean? Like he was doing everything. I'm gonna get on your song. I'm gonna get on your song. I'm gonna get on your song. I'm gonna rap like in this style. I'm gonna rap in this style. I'm gonna dominate in every way. I think Lil Wayne is the most talented, versatile rapper of all time. I really do. I think he's the most complete rapper ever. He could rap in any way. I've heard him do it. I could play it for you. Go listen to the Show Me What You Got. I think it's on the drought 3, but you could just go play it. It's Wayne rapping for like 5-6 minutes straight, and he's rapping in like 4 different flows. He's bodying it. Like me and my dad talk about that at least like once a year. Like Wayne is super complete as a rapper. Really, it's him and Biggie to me. Is like, and obviously Biggie wasn't able to show it because he passed away, so he wasn't able to be in this era. But I think Big right now out the ground, rest in peace, could come out and just give him a, you know what I'm saying, just give him a blunt in the water, and I think he'll figure it out. You know what I mean? I really do. I think him and Wayne are the most talented, and Wayne showed it. Wayne was dominating, man. I remember when, again, I look at this like sports. I really do look at this like sports. I look at this like AI crossing over Jordan. You know what I'm saying? Like when Mr. Carter came out, that was like a moment for me. Like I can't really remember how that, like how, like did I just hear it? Like did I see, like did the album come out and then I was like, oh, Jay-Z. I can't remember if I knew Jay-Z was gonna be on it. I can't remember how anticipated it was, but regardless, when it came out, it was kind of like your favorite team losing. Wayne out-rapped Jay-Z on that song completely. It's Wayne's song. It's on Wayne's album. He was the biggest artist in the world at that time. Wayne was the biggest artist in the world at that time. He's in 2008, the Carter 3 was the biggest selling album of that year. Okay? Other than Mike and Prince, you know what I mean? They were still alive then. There was nobody else bigger than Wayne and dominating like Wayne was. Wayne, the Carter 3 came out, what, like May 2000? I should have looked this up. It came out like May 2008. It sold over 1 million copies in a week legally in the peak prime when everybody was downloading music illegally. It's one of the most impressive selling albums ever. Just how it sold. It's incredible to be in that era to sell that many albums when everybody could just go download your album for free a week before it came out, 2 weeks before it came out. He still legally sold over 1 million copies. That mean we have no idea how many albums that really sold. You have no idea. 10 million, 20, you have no idea. Like you talking about the Wild West of the LimeWire before the FrostWire days. You know what I'm saying? Before the zip file downloaded to your phone days. This is when everybody, LimeWire, you could download anything. You could download any album ever. And Wayne still sold over 1 million legally. This is how big he was. This is how big and popular he was and how great he was. The talent was there. It matched. It got to the point where my pops and my uncles, who real hip hop gatekeepers, like they real like barologists. They don't play. They don't just say anybody dope. They don't just say anybody is good. You got to prove it to them over a course of time. And Wayne got to the point where they was like, yeah, nah, he, you pop him because we pop him like over Rickenbacker. That was hard. The way you're not supposed to rhyme. Who rhymes over Rickenbacker? Like, who does that? You know what I'm saying? Like, Wayne was just on another level. You know what I mean? And it was just a great time to be in. It was really a great time because I didn't, obviously I wasn't thinking about it at this time, but I wasn't necessarily thinking about this at this time, but we're never gonna see anything like that again, because you can't really do that except for in that time. You can only dominate like that in that time. You know what I'm saying? And Wayne was doing it, man. Future got close. It's just different. It's a different time. Future's not the rapper Wayne is, but Future got close on that run he went on, that 2014-15 run, and to 2016-17 run. That was a crazy 4-year run he had. Like, ain't too many artists, not just rappers, ain't too many artists had a run like Future had. You know what I'm saying? But my ultimate beef with Wayne, and giving him all this praise that I just gave him for the last few minutes, is that when you talk about comparing him to Jay-Z, Nas, how many classic albums does Wayne have? Maybe one. It ain't. The Carter 3, as time go by, that album it's not a great album. It was a super popular. I think about it, I just said it's the most impressive selling album. But when you play the music, it ain't there. Wayne is rap. Some of them verses, great verses, not great music. Not good music, not great. The Carter 2 is Wayne's best album. I don't even think that's is that a debate? I guess people would debate Carter 3, but other than Carter 3, what's the debate for being Wayne's best? The Carter 2 is I love it. I play it. It's timeless. Timeless. And this is my ultimate beef with Wayne. You know what I'm saying? This is my ultimate beef with Lil Wayne. I've had this beef for a decade now. I've had this beef for a long time. Okay? These are the Lil Wayne projects that came out from 2005 to about 2009. He put out the Dedication, Dedication 2, Drought 3, Dedication 3, No Ceilings. Those are the mixtapes he put out in that time. Okay? The albums he put out at that time, Carter 2, the Like Father Like Son Birdman album, which somebody got to explain me why Birdman ever decided to rap. I don't understand it. The Carter 3, and then that bad in the, to me, bad in the moment, that Young Money album that was just bad. Like, who listens to that now? Who's bumping that now? Like, who's bumping the album, not a song or two? Who's bumping that album? Nobody. Okay. My point is, at that point, when you get to like 2009, he got the Carter 2, and the Carter 3 is selling like hotcakes. But then, really quickly, like time goes by really quickly. Really quickly, you get to 2010 to 2014, and if you just played these albums for me, if you played these albums for me and I didn't know nothing about hip hop, you just played these albums for me, I'd be like, man, this guy could rap, but why is the music so bad? Okay, why is the music so bad? These are the albums he put out. He put out Rebirth in 2010, the rock album, bad album. The Carter 4, I'll get back to that. I'm Not a Human Being 2 came out on my birthday. I'm Not a Human, and I didn't mention I'm a Human Being 1 came out 2010. Then the Carter 4, I'm Not a Human Being 2 came out my birthday 2013. I'm Not a Human Being 2 was bad. I was mad. Yeezus came out around that time, or maybe a little after. Yeezus came out like a couple months after. But I was just so disappointed in Kanye and Wayne. Two of the best artists of my time putting out bad music. Even though I think a little differently about Yeezus now, I'm Not a Human Being 2 was like, I was so mad that album came out. But, and then the mixtapes he put out, Sorry for the Wait, great, okay. Dedication 4, really good. Sorry for the Wait was a moment. Sorry for the Wait was a moment. But my point is, Sorry for the Wait was great. Sorry for the Wait just reminds me of that time. My point, my point in saying all this is, when you compare Wayne to Jay-Z, to Nas, or any other great rapper, like if you pull up just the great top 10, 15, 20 rappers of all time, they have way better catalogs than that. If you compare Wayne, if you want to put Wayne top 20 rapper of all time, he has by far the worst catalog of out of every rapper in that list. And it's ridiculous that it don't make no sense. It don't make no sense. Like I said, I walked in the barbershop, they're playing Hustlers music. That's really the only type of song Wayne's made like that. That's really like Wayne's never really made a song like that. Before or after, that's the only time he made a song like that. And let me tell y'all something else. Hustlers music, he's trying to be Jay-Z on that song, with all due respect, to pay homage to Hov. That's a Jay-Z style song, kinda. It's not really and shout out Marquise Houston made that beat. Batman, Marcus Houston made that beat. But that style is that, you know, it's not a soul sample, but it's that type of Jay-Z smooth sound, and he's doing the, I'm stunting on you, but I'm also rapping about my problems, but I'm stunting on you again. And the video he shot in Brooklyn. He's wearing a bubble coat like he's standing on a corner. What do y'all think he was trying to be? Like he was from New Orleans? He was trying to be like the rappers he grew up loving, Hov and Nas and Rakim. He was trying to be them. You know what I'm saying? And my point is saying all of that is, why didn't you keep making music like that? Why would you make a Hustlers music? I think it's your best song. It's definitely one of your best songs, but never make another song like that again. Another song, Shooter, with Robin Thicke. Why did you do that one time? I'm not saying you and Robin Thicke gotta do an album together, but whoever that producer was, keep them. Like, why? Like, I don't understand. I got a theory. Wayne was so big, he was so electric, he was such a rock star, he was moving so fast. He never sat down. Like Wayne never like, let me take some months off. He was always on tour, always doing shows, always talking about how he always doing shows, doing every feature that come to him. He did a feature with J-Rock. In 2008, he did a feature with J-Rock on the early rap label called TDE that had a hype man named Kendrick Lamar for J-Rock. Lil Wayne did a feature for him. Wayne was doing everything, saying no to everything. And then you look up, it's 2014, and when the song Believe Me comes out, he needs Drake on that song. I remember when Believe Me came out, I was like, yo, he needs Drake on this song. Look how quick that happened. I'm gonna get to that too, but look how quick that happened. You never really took the time to make a great album, except for the Carter 2. After the Carter 3 comes out, you're a rock star. You putting out, you was doing it before then, but a mixtape, 2 mixtapes, an album, a rock album. You're doing too much. You're doing too much. Concentrate. This is my issue with Drake too. Concentrate. Why are you making a dance album, Drake? Why are you making a dance album and not a rap album? Drake made a dance album before he made a rap album. That really happened. And nobody talks about that. Nobody talks about that. Drake made a dance album and an album with 21 Savage before he made his own rap album. And people okay with that. People still want to call him the GOAT. Craziness. You know what I'm saying? But Wayne, I'm trying not to, I'm rambling. Hip hop ramble. I'm rambling. I'm ranting, just roll with me. But just to go back to really stress, like, it was like, I don't even know, like, there's really no NBA. I guess Jordan in the 90s. I don't want to go that dramatic, but in the mid 2000s to the late 2000s, Wayne was by far the best, and it wasn't close. Like, I remember his "We Taking Over" verse. I think that was like Khaled's first. That was like Khaled's first record, right? That was like his first big record. That was definitely his first big record. Right? You know, "We Taking Over." I think that was Ross with Fat Joe, and then Birdman and Wayne closed the song out with that. Ugh, I am a beast. No, I am the beast. Feed me rappers or feed me beats. When he was rapping like that aggressively, like when you go back and listen to that "We Taking Over" verse, feed me rappers or feed me beats, he was kind of warning you on the run he was about to go on. Like, yo, I'm unconscious right now. You know what I'm saying? I'm unconscious. Speaks to back what I was saying about the Mr. Carter verse, how Wayne out rapped Hove on Mr. Carter. Hove knew what Wayne was doing around that time. Hove heard the "Show Me What You Got" remix. Hove heard all of that. And he came on that Mr. Carter verse rapping about Beyonce. I love Beyonce. She's right there. Right next to the Book of Hope. I got Beyonce right there. I love Beyonce. But don't come on rap when Wayne got blood dripping from his mouth like a lion. And he's hungry. He's destroying everything and everybody. You don't come on as the greatest rapper of all time rapping about your wife. I don't like that. I didn't like that in real time. Now that verse aged great. It was great then. But that was, it was just bad to me. But Wayne was destroying at that time. But the music was down here. Talent up here. Not really production, but his output was up here. And the music was down here, and it kept getting lower. It kept getting lower and lower, man. And, this is my ultimate, like, not my ultimate, I said my ultimate beef already. I'm reading my notes, so I'm kind of, you know what I'm saying? But it's a little cringy, but you know what I'm saying? Hustler's Music, great song. Never Did It Again. And when you listen to the Carter 3, 3P, a Millie, a lot of songs on that album, nobody would pick those beats now. Those beats don't sound good. They said it was hard. A Millie was hard. I was there. I'm gonna keep saying I was there. I was at the skating ring. I was at Skate Zone when a Millie, when either the first time or one of the first times I heard, how the DJ speed it up, I didn't know what was happening. That beat was so hard. Those 808s, oh my God. Nobody would pick that beat now. It's like Ether. It's not that bad, but it's like same with 3P. Nobody's picking those beats. Mr. Carter's okay. A lot of that music sounded great then, don't sound great now. Wayne sounds great now. Lyrics don't die. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you a great lyricist, you a great lyricist for 50 years. It don't matter. It's gonna sound great. The bars is there. The bars don't die, but the music gotta age well. And when I'm comparing Wayne to Hove and Nas and whoever, fam, Hove and Nas music aged beautifully. It aged beautifully, and they still making great music now. Can't nobody say Wayne make great music now. The biggest Wayne fan in the world cannot look me in my face and tell me the last decade Wayne himself, his music, has been good quality music, period, or to his standard. It just hasn't been. And that's a problem. Like, why is that? Why is that? How come in the last decade or so, and I'm wearing a Jay-Z hoodie right now. You know what I mean? I had to represent. But how come Wayne in the last decade he gets on these features? You know what I'm saying? He does these features with Tyler the Creator, YB and Cordae, whoever, Benny, Benny the Butcher, and he bodies them. He's rapping over their beats, their style, good music, not music that sound like from the 2010s, like Wayne keep trying to recreate on the Carter 5 and Carter 6. It's new sounding quality hip hop, and Wayne sounds beautiful. Like, go listen to every Tyler the Creator and Wayne song. It's like 4 or 5 records, three, 4 or 5 records. They're all great. Like if I was Wayne's A&R, I would literally just be like, can you please go do an album with Tyler the Creator? Can you please have Tyler the Creator? Sorry, my flip flop came off. Can you please have Tyler the Creator executive produce your album? That's what I would do. Like go like that YB and Cordae Wayne song. Why not? Why there's not one beat on the Carter 5 or Carter 6 like that? Why? If you're rapping so good over it don't click for you? Wayne individually, but his people, it don't click for y'all. This is really good music. This is way better than the music y'all been putting out. This is way better than the music y'all been putting out. It's sitting right there. Like Tyler the Creator is probably begging for Wayne to be like, bro, can we just make 10 songs together? It would sound, I promise, I'm telling you, if y'all don't know, it would sound phenomenal. It would be Wayne's best project. If Tyler the Creator and Wayne made a project together, it would be his best project. Or go call Alchemist. Go call Conductor. Go call Hit Boy. That's what Nas did. Nas was always overblown, and it was kind of the Jay-Z lore, and Nas pick bad beats. Nas always put out good albums, man. That sound good now to me. Hip Hop Is Dead is better than it did. It sounded better now than it did then. The Untitled album, the Nas album, the Nigger album. Life is Good is a top 3 Nas album for me. It's Illmatic. It was written. Life is Good for me. Life is Good came out when I was in high school. That album sounds better now. You know what I mean? My point is, they got better too. Like not just them rapping. Like Wayne rappers. It's like comedians. Rappers and comedians are the same. You're supposed to get better as you get older. Dave Chappelle is way better than he was at 21. Jay-Z raps better now than he ever has. So does Nas. They're supposed to. That's how it goes. But usually in hip hop, the music goes down. You know what I mean? Like your favorite rappers from the 80s, 90s, they make music later on. It don't sound as good. But we in this era now where there's no excuse for that. Nas could just go call Hit Boy, yo, let's make an album and put it out. It's not gonna be bad. You're a great producer of your time. You a versatile producer, and I'm Nas. The album not gonna be bad. But when you're Wayne with the Carter, first of all, the Carter 5 was obviously songs from 2013 to 2014. All of them, pretty much all of them, except for that terrible Swiss Beat song. I hope Swiss Beats and is my mic messed up? My bad. I hope Swiss Beats and Wayne stop being friends and never make another song again. That Swiss Beats Wayne song was terrible. Who liked that song? I want to know who the people who liked that song. Who the people was like, yo, put on that new Swiss and Wayne. And then the Carter 6, it's like, are you trying to make the Carter 4 again? Which wasn't a great album anyway, but it's like you just trying to make hits. Again, why? Hov and Nas are not doing that. They're not, and they're still getting high charting records, and they're still getting, Grammy nominations because they got big fan bases and they're great rappers. Why are you still trying to make a hit? You're Wayne. You don't gotta try to make a hit. I can make a hit for you. Go call Hit Boy and make a song with him. It'll be a hit. You know what I'm saying? Like it's that simple. To quote one of my favorite rappers of all time, Fonte from my favorite rap group of all time, Little Brother. This hip hop ain't that hard. It's not that hard. And this is Wayne. I'm already going 40 minutes. Insane. But Wayne on Star 6 7 on the Drake record is saying before the song, just rap. Just rap. Just rap. Why don't you do that on your album? You do that on your features. Why you don't do that on your albums? Why are you still trying to get these young producers and these internet YouTube beats? Like, what are you doing? What are you doing? It's ridiculous to me. And that's the biggest knock on Wayne to me. That's the biggest knock on Wayne, is that his music aged terribly, and he keeps making bad music. The Carter 6 is so bad of an album, it takes you out of the GOAT conversation. And I think before that, I don't know if y'all heard when the season started, like week 2 or 3 or whatever, first few weeks of the NFL season, and Tony Gonzalez has said something about Russell Wilson. He said, yo, I think Russell Wilson played his way out the Hall of Fame. I think he's been so bad these last 6-7 years, he's played his way out the Hall of Fame. And when he said it, I was like, that's harsh. And I don't kind of agree with that, but I see what he's saying in terms of like with Wayne. I think Wayne took, not out of the Hall of Fame conversation, but I think Wayne took himself out of that bona fide top 5 list, top 10. You took yourself out of that when you just keep making bad albums. When, if the people I'm gonna put you over, Hov and Nas, they don't have bad albums. Like, think about this. Wayne, I don't think the Carter 4 is good. Especially now. I didn't like it then. And now it don't sound good. It didn't age well. That music is not good. Isn't the first song on that album, let me see. Isn't the first song on that album or the second song on that album, isn't it Blunt Blowing? Isn't it Blunt Blowing? Polo draw showing. What? I was appalled the first time I heard that. In 2007, I'm hearing the Carter 4. It was the same reaction when I heard Views. And I'm like, damn, Drake ain't even trying to get better. He ain't even trying to make great music no more. He's just trying to do what he been doing. It's no push. Blunt blowing, polo draws showing. What are you talking about, Wayne? That was ridiculous to me. What are you talking about? You're supposed in 2011, Wayne is supposed to be at his peak, and he was at his peak. And you make that album? When Jay-Z was at his peak, he made the Blueprint. When Jay-Z was at his peak, he made the Blueprint and the Black Album. Come on, man. Like, you like, so my point being is that I can't put you over Hov and Nas and who, and I can name other rappers. I know I keep saying Hov and Nas, but I can't put you over Kendrick. I can't put you over. It's get to the point where I can't put you over Cole. I can't put you over Drake. They don't have that many bad albums like you do, bro. Like, this is bad. This is really bad for Wayne, man. Let me see. Okay, I'm gonna try to. I can't go too long over an hour, but like I ain't even gonna do this, but I had a list of like the consensus, not like my list or what. I'm not trying to get into it, but who the top 15, 20 rappers ever are. And my point of doing that is list out their best album, and then list out Wayne's best album. And is it even close? For the most part, no. I ain't even gonna do it, but you could do it. What's Jay-Z's best album? The Blueprint or the Black Album? Is the Carter 2 even close to that? Is the Carter 3 even close to that? Whatever album you pick, whatever you think Wayne's best album is it better than Nas' best album? Absolutely not. Kendrick's? Absolutely not. Drake's? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Cole? No. Cube? No. Who? Like, that counts. That counts. One of the best things that my favorite rapper of all time, Jay-Z, he ain't the only person to do it, but he did it a lot, is he talked about great albums or classic albums like they were championship rings. It's not exactly like that, obviously, because I compare hip hop to a sport, but you see how he talk about it. Wayne look at hip hop like a sport too. You saw Drake and Kendrick like last year. This is a sport to them. Obviously, it got personal, but it's a sport. Drake engaged. This is a sport. So when Jay says that, and obviously it's not the same because you can have 2 classic albums in 1 year. You can have 2 great albums in 1 year, so you can't. It's not just one ring like it is in sports. But I do like saying that because it kind of, and I'm gonna make that list one day. Like, who has the most rings in hip hop history? You know what I'm saying? Like, who has the most great albums in, or the most classics in their catalog in hip hop history? You know what I mean? And Wayne, for the list that he's talked about being on, or the people he's put over, and he's the GOAT. Fam, you can't put out the Carter Six and be the GOAT, and your catalog is worse than everybody's you're compared to. Lil Wayne don't have a better catalog than Ice Cube. He don't. He don't have a better catalog. I'm trying not to keep saying Hov and Nas, but he don't have a better catalog than most of the all-time great rappers, man. And it's just an interesting thing to me that how people talk about things, man. Like, let me give y'all one last thing on Wayne, and then I'm gonna get to the Jay-Z part of this, and I'm gonna be out. I ain't gonna be here too much long. But the NBA used to do these commercials. They were great. The NBA had some great commercials in my lifetime. They had the Where Will Amazing Happen This Year. They have a whole compilation on YouTube of all the NBA 2009 playoff commercials. It was like, Where Will Amazing Happen This Year. It was this great music with these dramatic slow motion plays. But it was like a few years after that, around like 2012, 13, there were these NBA commercials. I think they were Nike commercials. I can't remember. Maybe they were Gatorade commercials. I can't remember. It don't even matter. But there were these commercials that it would be like the two most popular ones were this Kevin Durant one and this Steve Nash one. And it was like Kevin Durant after basketball practice in high school. You know what I mean? So he was like in the locker room or whatever. And it's like this time traveling kid. Yes, like this kid from the future goes back and he tells KD, and they got it, and they ended up timing it right. And it's like this kid going, "Yo, KD, man, you going to win a gold medal with Kobe and LeBron. You're gonna get drafted by the Sonics and then move to Oklahoma City and play with Russell Westbrook and James Harden and go to the finals, and you're gonna win the MVP." You know what I mean? And and then the commercial, KD's like, "Man, get out of here." And then the Steve Nash one is the same thing. It's this kid going back in time, like, "Yo, man, Steve Nash, wow, like you're gonna be a 2-time MVP." And Steve Nash is like, "What? I go to Santa Clara. What are you talking about? We'll be 2-time MVP. What are you talking about? 2-time MVP? What are you talking about?" Steve Nash definitely didn't think he was gonna be a 2-time MVP coming into the NBA. But that was the commercial. Dope idea. They should go back and redo that with all sports. And that's just a dope idea. And they did go back and see. I should have gone back and see if I could find them. Those were great commercials. My point in saying all that is the hip hop version of those commercials would be great. It would be great if they did the hip hop version of those commercials. Like they did the hip hop version of those commercials. I mean, it could be dark too. It could get dark too. Like if like if you went back to 1995 and you saw Diddy, you saw Puffy, you saw Puff Daddy, it was like, "Yo, come here. Come here, Playboy. Yo, you're going to be in prison in 30 years. Relax now. Start relaxing now. Start, like, relax. Get married now. Like, relax. Stop it." You know what I'm saying? We went back to Suge in 95. You're going to be in prison. You're going to prison a few times, Suge. Those would be crazy commercials, but I'm rambling. The commercial I've always thought about is the Wayne commercial. If you did the Wayne commercial, if you did Wayne, then it would be a little different, but it would be the same concept. Like if I went to Wayne, follow me, let me paint the picture for y'all. In 2008, spring 2008, Amelia's out. Or that summer rather, excuse me. Sorry for burping. That summer the Amelie video comes out, right? I can't remember if it was that spring or that summer. And by all accounts, a one-take video shoot. Wayne is just walking out of tour bus, just rapping. And Amelie is one of the most impressive songs ever. I didn't look up where it charted, but that was one of the biggest songs in the world at that time. It was one of the biggest songs for like 2 years. Huge song, and there's not a hook on the song. It's essentially a freestyle. He's freestyling. No other, again, back to how great Wayne was and how dominant he was. No other artist could do that in history. Like I want to know how many songs got that big without a hook. It's not a hook. And like I said, the beat not that good. Amelie. That's not that hard. And Wayne is free. That's a mixtape record. He's freestyling. My point is, when he was shooting the video for that in LA, I think wasn't that the BET Awards or something like that? He was shooting it at the BET Awards. walking off the tour bus, throwing on his tank top, putting on his chain. It was hard, right? Drake was on that tour bus. Drake was with him. Drake was with Wayne on that tour in 2008. Drake, who had already had the Replacement Girl record with Trey Songz in 06 and Comeback Season in 07. He's on the bus with Wayne in 08. Drake, the little light-skinned Canadian boy from Degrassi. I forgot the name of the show for a minute. Drake was on that tour bus with Wayne. He's the biggest artist in the world. He's the highest selling artist across all genres of music in 2008. Drake is on that bus with him, right? Back to the commercial. If I'm the time traveler kid, right? If I'm the time traveling 29-year-old, I go back to Wayne and I go, come here real quick. You see that light skinned dude that you just got? You see that light skinned guy over there? He's gonna be just as big as you, if not bigger, in 3 years. Wayne be like, what? Get out of here. I think he dope, but he ain't that dope. I'd be like, wait, come back. There's a girl in Atlanta right now. She's from Queens. Her name is Nicki Minaj. She's with Gucci Mane right now and Waka Flocka's mom. You'll find out who Waka Flocka is later, Wayne. You gonna sign her too. And she might be bigger than both of y'all in 3 years. I don't think Wayne saw that coming. I think it threw him off. And not that he was hating. I don't think he hated ever. I just think that's, again, the whirlwind that rock star was in. He was a rock star. Wayne and Kanye West was rock stars at that time. That's why they crashed. Kind of. Kanye really crashed. But this is why Wayne, I think he was just in a whirlwind. I think he woke up, and like I said earlier, in 2014, he's like, I need Drake on this song. I need Drake on Believe Me. I just signed the dude 6 years ago. I discovered him 6-7 years ago, and I already need his help like this. I don't think he saw that coming. There's no other really example of that ever. That could only really happen in that time. I just don't think Wayne saw that coming. I think he was like, wow, like all of a sudden I'm putting out I'm Not a Human Being too. And not only is it not as good as Nothing Was the Same, it ain't even selling as good. What's going on? You know what I'm saying? Like I just think I just think people should look at it. People should look at it like that, in my opinion. Look at it like that. In the commercial way. Yo, Wayne, that light-skinned dude over there, he's about to be bigger than you, bro. In 3 years is not a long time. 08, from spring 2008, or from whenever they were shooting that, from summer 2008 to Take Care in fall 2011. Look how quick that is of a span. And then 3 more years later, 2014, hey, Drake, I really want you on the song, Believe Me. Like, what? Wayne probably like, what? We know Wayne has been on stuff. He's had addiction issues. He probably was like, what? He probably woke up and was like, what? It just happened. I think it threw him off. You know what I mean? And he, obviously, we all know in 2015, he's getting on stage saying F Birdman. His business was terrible. Business was done terrible. You know what I mean? And he was trying to get out of deals. He was, we thought Drake and Nicki was Wayne. That's Wayne getting the most of that. Wayne and Universal. We didn't think Birdman was getting all of that like that. Wayne didn't know it either. And then when, back to the Wayne and Hove thing. Remember when Wayne was throwing shots at Hove? Remember that? Remember how stupid that was? In real time, that was ridiculous, and I felt bad for Wayne. And I didn't even know why, because at that time it was like Wayne was invincible to people at that time. Even though he had went to prison around that time, he was Wayne at that time. He was Wayne at that time, man. You know what I'm saying? And Hove is doing I got baby money. You got baby money. You got Birdman money. You saying I got baby money? Who you talking to me? Wayne was talking to Hove like that in 2011. But I get Wayne was up there. I get it. But the Hove knew. We didn't know. In 2011, and then a year later, Pusha T said you signed to one guy that signed to another guy that signed to 3 guys. when Pusha said that, and then the year before Jay said that, as fans, we didn't know that. We didn't know Wayne business was that bad. You could assume to a degree because every artist complains about their deal at some point. Michael Jackson and Prince thought they were getting robbed. The two biggest artists ever. The Beatles thought they were getting robbed. You know what I'm saying? Like everybody thinks they get robbed, but we didn't know Wayne business was like that. Nobody saw Wayne getting on stage saying F Birdman and then, I ain't even gonna get into the rumors. You know what I mean? But nobody saw that. Nobody saw that. And my point in saying all that is I do think Wayne, my ultimate points are Wayne took himself out of the GOAT conversation. He's out of the GOAT conversation. And I'm not saying it's irredeemable. I'm not saying it's impossible for him to get back into it. It's just going to be really hard. And I just don't see any path to him putting out good music. There's nothing his team, there's nothing he has shown that makes me think he could put together a good project. Like the Carter 6, I didn't think that album was going to be good. Why would I think that album was going to be good? Why? Why? There was nothing shown. Like I said, the Carter 5 came out on delay. That was old songs. That Kendrick record was from 2015, 2014. Let me get to the Jay-Z part and I'm going to get out of here. Okay? Like I said Jay-Z was my favorite artist of all time. I really don't need to go too far on Hov. He's the GOAT. Jay-Z is the GOAT. And if you don't think Jay-Z is the GOAT, you probably never listened to Reasonable Doubt. It's that simple. Knowledge affects opinion. Do you listen to music or skim through it? What do you know? Have you studied the history of hip hop? You can't have hip hop knowledge, listen to Reasonable Doubt, be well versed in Jay's career, and not think he's the best ever. I swear to God, it's that simple. Like I'm not even like anybody who's ever like the guy in the barbershop we ended up having a debate. I don't know if I said that. We ended up having a debate. And eventually in the debate, he ends up saying what every single person since I was 11 years old has said to me about doubting Jay-Z. Oh, I really don't listen to Hov like that. I really don't listen to Jay-Z like that. You don't think that's why you have that opinion? That's why knowledge affects opinion. That's why you think that. It's because you don't listen to him, which is your problem. That's not my fault that you didn't listen to one of the most popular, greatest artists of all time, which I'm going to get to. Jay-Z is one of the greatest artists of all time in the history of music. So is Wayne. Wayne's not. I don't like. I'm gonna have another conversation. Wait till I do my. Y'all think this is long? Wait till I get to my Drake and Kendrick video. I'm gonna have to do that in parts. But I think if you're a great hip hop artist, you're a great artist in the history of music, and we don't get that credit. For some reason, they don't credit hip hop artists like that. They always throw hip hop on it. You're a great hip hop artist. You're a great rapper. No, you're Drake, Kendrick Lamar, and J. Cole are three of the greatest artists in the history of music. Wayne is too, and Hov is as well. And I'm gonna say this one point because I don't think a lot of people know this, and I should have said this earlier because this is at the end of the video. Y'all should go do research on who has the most #1 albums in the history of music, in the history of recording music, in the history of Billboard. Y'all should go look up who has the most #1 albums of all time. I'm gonna listen for you. #1, The Beatles, with 19 #1 albums. I don't think nobody's gonna beat that. Taylor Swift is second with 15. She might get it just because she won it. I don't know, but 19 #1 albums from the Beatles is hard. Taylor Swift 15. Tied at 14, Drake and Jay-Z. Tied for 11, Future, Kanye West, Bruce Springsteen, and Barbra Streisand. Tied for 11. So that's the list. The Beatles, Taylor Swift, Jay-Z and Drake tied, Kanye West, Bruce Springsteen, Barbra Streisand, Future. You hear those are the lists. That's not my feeling. That's not how I feel. That's a fact. And I'm saying this because the guy in the barbershop for some reason started listing Lil Wayne's #1 singles. I don't, you know what I mean? I think he was doing the barbershop talk thing. He was, you know what I mean? He a dope dude, but I'm like, I'd never care about #1 singles. I don't care about #1 albums. My point is, this list means something. It don't mean nothing. I'm not saying a #1 single don't mean nothing. I ain't saying a #1 album don't mean nothing. This means something. Look at the people on this list and look at Jay-Z. What's the difference? I'll tell you the difference. There's only one person on this list that don't sing. There's only one person on this list that don't do hooks. Jay-Z barely does hooks. One hook a album maybe Jay-Z will give you, maybe. Jay-Z don't sing. Jay-Z don't harmonize. He don't have these super melodic records. He got Empire State of Mind. He got records with Beyonce. He got records with Ye, I know. But that's why he calls Kanye West. That's why he calls The Dream. That's why he calls Neo. That's why he calls Pharrell. Because he's not good at hooks. He's a rapper. He's a rapper. He's a rapper. He don't do all the extra stuff. And he's on the list with the Beatles. He's on the list with the Beatles, bro. He's the greatest rapper of all time. That's proof right there. That's one of the proofs right there. That's it. And then my ultimate point in all of that is when my biggest beef with Wayne is that what? He put out a lot of bad music. He put out a lot of bad music after he put out after the Carter 2, he put out the Carter 3. After the Carter 3, Wayne has not made a good project other than Sorry for the Wait. I'll give you I'm Not a Human Being. I'll give you the first I'm Not a Human Being, but they're good projects. Hove and Nas and a lot of other rappers that y'all say Wayne is better than have put out multiple good albums after 2009. Multiple. Wayne hasn't really. And albums count. Mixtapes are mixtapes. I'm not diminishing mixtapes. Mixtapes count. Mixtapes are important. They're a part of hip-hop culture. They're part of the streets. They're important. And the way Wayne was hustling them out, the way Wayne was getting around his label, putting them out, the way a lot of artists have done that, it was dope. I love it. I root for it. But albums are the most important thing. They are. Your catalog is the most important thing. It is. And Wayne does not have a great music catalog. So he cannot be the GOAT. It's almost getting to like talking this. It ain't the same, but it's almost getting to talking like NBA players like T-Mac, AI, Barkley, or dudes like that. Like they ain't got no rings. That counts. That counts. I'm not. Again, and I should have said this earlier. My beef too is it might not even be all Wayne's fault. I don't think he got good management. I think Wayne, out of every great rapper of all time, has had like one of the worst mismanaged careers ever. Ever. Like Wayne was the biggest selling artist in the world one time. And I don't even know how many world tours, arena headlining world tours Wayne has been on. Wayne was the biggest selling artist in the world in 2008. If you're ever the biggest selling artist in the world for a year, you also have a career, you're doing arena world tours, you're getting close to doing stadiums. Wayne will never do that. He don't have the and again, it ain't his fault. His business was bad. He had bad business. He had really bad business, man. But another thing is Wayne's health. I don't think Wayne can stand on the stage with Jay-Z and outperform him. Health-wise, I think Wayne is in better physical shape than Drake. Than Drake. And Drake too, but Wayne. I think Jay-Z is in better physical shape than him. And I think that counts. I was about to say Kendrick too. Like I do think that counts. That sounds super insane to people. That sounds insane to people what I just said. I think that matters. Being in physical shape means you could finish a tour. Drake ain't finished his last couple tours like that. Cause he don't be because he ain't selling tickets. I don't think he'd be healthy. I can't prove that. I don't think he'd be healthy enough. Jay-Z just looked like he in shape. He looked like he in good shape for somebody who almost 60. He who looks like they're in worse shape, Wayne or Jay-Z? That counts, man. That don't mean he's not a great rapper. That don't mean I don't listen to Wayne. I was playing Wayne all day, just get ready to talk about it. I was playing like Shoot Me Down on the Carter 3. Shoot Me Down on the Carter 3. I'm like, why did you not keep making songs like this? He would give you a song like this. Like his version of that song on the Carter 4 was President Carter, which was just bad to me. But Shoot Me Down, we playing Wayne all day. Shoot Me Down is like one of my favorite Wayne records. I'm like, why didn't you keep doing that? Why? It just is confusing to me, but you know, I just don't get it, man. Like Wayne is not better than Jay-Z. Wayne would not just smash. I don't think Wayne would smash Jay-Z in the verse. I think he could beat him. I don't think he smashed him. I think Jay-Z could smash Wayne. I think he can. I think he is. Pause. Joking, but I think Hov kill him on there. I think he'll kill him up there. And I think being in shape matters, especially when we talk about the verses. We seen this in the verses. We've seen the Locks and Dipset verses. We've seen that. The Locks won because they had more camaraderie. They had a better team. They obviously, the Locks are on tour every year. The Locks got great merch. The Locks got some of the best merch out there that Locks had. Whoever came up with that was genius. This the Locks, y'all one of the best rap groups ever. Have a hat that people could buy merch of. Great merch. Dipset didn't have that. They got destroyed. The Locks, they work out together. The Locks work out together. Of course they're gonna dominate Dipset. Jay-Z, I don't think Wayne works out. I don't. I ain't even gonna get into what I think Drake be doing. That's it. I dropped my flip flop. I'm done. I went over an hour. I wanted to go 30 minutes. I couldn't help it. 30 minutes in, I didn't even get into the talk. I rambled too much. I talked too much. But I did it, man. I haven't recorded in 2 weeks. I'm glad I got this out. Like I said, wait for my Drake and Kendrick video. Whew. Wait for that. Wait for that. That's gonna be. I'm gonna have to do like 2-3 parts. I'm gonna have to start with like the beginning. I'm gonna have to really break it up for sure. Like it's like how they start. It's gonna be a lot, but I care about hip hop. This is the end of the video. If you take anything from me, know that knowledge affects opinion, and study the history of something you say you care about. If you say you care about something, study the history of it. If you say you against something, study the history of it. And when you study the history of stuff, you really don't be against or for things that much. When you really study history, you really don't be all in or against anything. It's weird. You know what I'm saying? Do the knowledge, man. Whew, that's it. Hip Hop Ramble, Broken Clock Podcast. I am Jabari. Peace.